Alright, Schlockmeister fans, otherwise known as Clockwork Bananas. It's the world's best whorehouse for women. Let's check it out.
The situation in France has changed considerably. Yes, the government after government has followed the present condition. My name is Jerry.
That's Jerry.
Pillard.
You're a restaurant owner?
No, I own a garage.
Oh, I do self-defense, karate. I thought you hurt your leg. Look, it's bleeding.
Oh, it's really just a scratch. It's nothing.
Now, you come along to my place. It's close by. I'll fix it.
Jerry is living in Paris.
Big demonstration.
He ends up eating with a bunch of women here, and they all talk about how great he is in bed.
But it's kind of like having a wooden leg.
And I don't know what that's all about.
All the real men have disappeared.
I beg your pardon?
One like you is really rare. Well, enough fun. I've got to be gone. I've got a car. See you later. Bye.
I think that's ice cream she's eating, licking, sucking. Now here he gets an offer from her.
That's the vinegar. Time to screw.
Absolutely. Oh, pardon?
Oh, with meatballing, it's just a question of hygiene.
No, wait, I'm not a piece of soap in the toilet.
Soap in the toilet. No clue what that means. Anyway, then he goes to meet his friend Max, who has hired this woman's secretary, but instead he puts her to work polishing a car so he can look at her underwear.
Been here long?
Anyway, they're interviewing for secretaries, and she has an interesting past.
References?
Some, but they're a bit old. 8 years ago, I quit this work.
You stopped working?
I found a new job.
Hmm?
I turned pro then.
Prostitution? You mean a call girl?
Prostitution's a business same as yours.
That's true. Yeah, but why are you quitting?
Can't make a living at it. It's more a matter of being forced to stop. Things are so
So this gives Jerry some ideas.
So, is it a good one?
So how about a male prostitution house?
Oh, pure exaggeration. Yeah, but they want it more and more, and their men can't make it that often. Well, go along with that, all right. Well, so what is it? A simple solution is opening up, say, a male house.
Wait.
So yes, it's a brothel for women they want to open.
Well, that statement seems a bit strong.
And fix it.
Hey, now, hold it. Is it a bordello we're talking about starting, or a place to pick babies at?
We gotta make serious plans. Buying a hotel costs money. I'll put up my apartment.
I'm not even sure what to make of this scene. He's like in a karate class with a bunch of women, and I don't know, they must detect that he has great sexual prowess, so they start attacking him, and next thing you know, everybody's naked on the floor, and it's about here where I gotta stop showing you scenes. And here he is trying to earn some extra bucks teaching a music class, like an instrument.
Frederick, bring my daughter.
Daughter's not exactly willing to learn.
Catherine, really? Mind your manners. At your age. Now go fetch your instrument.
Instrument? What instrument?
Oh, they're groovy.
Next thing you know, he's posing nude.
Do something with movement.
Again, with some extra dollars. No actual nudity here, though.
Oppose the will of the majority. Okay.
These people want him to run for prime minister.
See that this enterprise works, it's run by us all. And also by the personnel we're going to employ.
That's an excellent beginning. Because too often prostitutes get treated like dirt working for a bordello. Ours will have pensions to retire on and time to socialize and organize leisure hours.
Sure.
They hire female prostitutes to test out the men to see if they're worthy for employment.
I'm not bushed, I'm dead. When I was a hooker, I never made that many men in a day's time. Even the big push at Pentecost wasn't around me.
Boy, Pentecost, huh?
There must be a reason, but I can't figure it. No hooker's paid to ask questions. She's paid to shut up and fuck.
There's even some classroom teaching to the men.
Will you give the class the answer?
Yes, ma'am. It's when she's paid for her trick.
She's meeting me. Florence is meeting me.
Please come and meet me, my love.
She loves me.
He's falling in love with a woman who was
Does Cupid pay the plumber? Cupid just loves hot
watching him pose nude. So the hotel opens.
But would you please go and wash? It's a requirement.
Requirement?
Well, I gotta have a bath. You mind if we set up a tent out back?
Set up a tent. Sir, we don't offer services to men.
Oh, so that's it. Homosexuals aren't welcome here.
But, sir, please.
Racist. You have no right.
Max!
Yes, that's it. Call me a man. You can go.
What is it?
Well, sir, I'd like a handsome boy. What? A blonde natural is my preference.
Now listen, buddy, you can take your blondie boy and stop it.
Oh, you're prejudiced against homosexuals. Prejudiced. But you will learn. We have gay liberation. You will hear from us.
Jerry meets up with Florence.
more hotels? Oh, we plan many. And for our employees, each will contain recreational quarters, a library, a television and game room, a gymnasium, and a sauna.
And English Schwartz with review clarity.
Now, the French Prime Minister wants to shut the hotel down. He just told his staff that.
If you will excuse us, Mr. Prime Minister, we must resign from your cabinet as of tonight, as we feel we are incompetent to resolve these prickly problems you have given us.
Goodbye.
I remember I said that some people wanted Jerry to run for Prime Minister. Well, they're serious about it now.
Let's toast, my friends, to the success of the association. Well, that's it.
One thing more. I shall profit from this occasion to say that as of today, this association has paid off all its debts and loans.
The Prime Minister goes to pray that he gets his re-elected.
Don't let that pagan build a Tower of Babel in your beloved France. Probably because of mass hysteria, my friends have abandoned me. You know what that's like.
Well, Jerry is running, and here's a campaign rally.
Bravo! Bravo! Vote Hitler!
He's possessed by the devil! He leads to the depths of hell!
Solve my cabinet and choose a new prime minister. It would be wise of me, in view of your immense popularity, to find a post in the cabinet for you. Therefore, I will select you as my Minister of Sexual Affairs, if you have no objection.
Mr. President, that is, I didn't expect this at all.
Who represents the Centrals has been defeated by Jerry Jones.
Election results, he wins.
Defeated Napoleon at Waterloo. Has there been a more entertaining battle than
Suddenly gotten too complicated for me. Alfred, having written my speeches, the seat at the Assembly is all yours. Huh? Nice. You can inherit all the rest.
What are you going to do?
I'm going away and relax with Florence.
Our last scene in the movie is Jerry and Florence getting married.
Everybody group together. A bit more, please. A little bit to the right there.
All right. Let's talk about the world's best whorehouse for women. I actually have this movie by mistake. I have a movie on a private screenings VHS tape called The Girls of Don Juan, which has an alternate title available on a PAL DVD, which is what I thought I was buying here because this has virtually the same cast and director as that one, but this is a different film. So anyway, what we have here is a French film, dubbed of course. IMDb says it's 84 minutes long. This is only 64, so there's a lot cut out. Although I don't know what, because there is a lot of nudity in this movie. Formal nudity and all kinds of things in it, but whatever. So we have here a guy named Jerry who decides he should open up a whorehouse for women. You know, a brothel for women. So he gets some prostitutes together and they practice on some men because some men want to... Obviously, you need men in this whorehouse because they're the entertainment, if you will. So they have some prostitutes basically test drive the men to see if they're good enough. And they hire this. And you know what? There's actually not a whole lot going on in terms of operating the whorehouse and stuff. We don't see a whole lot. Maybe some of that stuff was cut out. I don't know. But we do see women go in and at one point the guy tells her you got to take a bath or take a shower because that's required. There was a scene with a homosexual who comes to the front desk and he wants to hire one of the men, but they say no homosexuals allowed. And he's like, you're discriminating against homosexuals. There was also a strange subplot where the French Prime Minister wants to shut this place down on moral grounds, I guess you could say. And his whole staff then stands up and resigns because I guess they didn't want that to happen. Next thing you know, Jerry himself is running for Prime Minister. And people are putting up posters. I don't know if it was like willing or not, but he eventually got into it. But then there was one weird scene which I showed you and I couldn't quite figure out. He was offered a job of the Minister of Sexual Affairs. Is there such a job somewhere? I don't know. Be a nice, interesting job to have, right? Anyway, all along the way here, he has this relationship going with this woman named Florence. He's more interested in that. Ultimately, he does win the election and becomes, I guess, the new French Prime Minister. But he doesn't really want the job. And he ends up giving all the duties to somebody else so he can run off with Florence. And then the last scene in the movie is him and Florence getting married. And that's pretty much it for this film. I don't know what to make of this film. It wasn't really all that good. It was interesting. I belonged to a few Facebook groups where they talk about movies like this. And somebody posted a picture, I think it was yesterday, of a movie called Clockwork Bananas, which is obviously a take on A Clockwork Orange. Turns out Clockwork Bananas is an alternate title for this movie. And I was like, wow, I'm literally watching this movie right now. Nobody had ever heard of it before, but me, apparently. So anyway, it's written by Jean-Francois Davy, who I've actually reviewed several of his movies, I think, under alternate titles. He's just a renowned French sex comedy director, and that's what this was. The film took place, or actually came out in 1974, I think. The other alternate title for this movie is Q, just the letter Q, not like the Q, the Winged Serpent from 1982. I'm not actually sure what the Q even stands for here. The other alternate title was called Prickly Partners, and I think that's how you will find it on IMDb, Prickly Partners. So anyway, that's it. The movie actually was supposed to be taking place in the future, which I think the future was 1980. I think I heard that date in there, but anyway, not much more I can say about this movie. You can buy it on DVD. As you can see, I have it here. I'll leave a link to Amazon below. And last I knew, this thing was kind of a little pricey, like $35, $40 or so. I don't know. I saw it pop up on eBay here and there too, so maybe you'll find it there too. It's not all that prevalent out there, but then again, there's really no call for anybody to own this movie. But I have it, right? Anyway, that's it. It's the world's best whorehouse for women. Not the worst, not even the second best, but the best whorehouse for women. You can find it in Paris. Check it out. Leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it. Watch it. Bye.